on, Neville. So that was just Gabe and Luna that have just come in.
Mm-hmm.
And Teo's just hiding up in his perch.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming. Some friends. No. Nope. Oh. So that's Gimli that's jumped up near him.
Oh.
Oh, he's going. He's killing him. And there's Gabe. Oh. He's trying to play. Oh, it's so precious.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's gonna go for Gimli.
Oh.
He likes Gabe.
So this is Teo, and he's just started to meet some of the James troop. So this is Gabe. As you can see, he's full of confidence. Already playing lots.
We have Laura on the gate doing her magic, letting monkeys in and out to come and play with Teo. It has been a good decision to actually let some of the younger juveniles come in first, just to get rid of some of Teo's energy. As you see, some of them are just more interested in grabbing the extra food and getting out as quickly as they can. But we do find some that his own age group will stay around and start playing with him, chasing each other around. So of course he won't be so energetic when we finally let a mother in or a foster mom in, because last year when we did it with the little one a bit older, he sort of took advantage of the moms and things like this being so jovial and jumping around and wanting to play, and of course the moms want to settle down a little bit and start grooming and things like that. So this was an excellent idea, seems to be going well, and he's just loving everybody coming into his intro cage.
So the first adult female is Brianni.
He's too busy playing with the boys.
As you can see, very confident.
This has also helped kind of in a way that he's not scared of a bigger female coming in and trying to grab him. So basically got used to other monkeys grabbing and playing with him and kind of playing tug of war. So it takes that little bit of a stress part out, especially where the mother's trying to get hold of them and hold him together and start grooming him and things and giving him a once over. So hopefully he'll be a lot more settled when the foster mom actually gets a chance to get closer to him. Of course, at the moment he's not really too cared. He's got a lot of friends to play with, but that situation will change a little bit. Well, here we have little Gimli. For those of you who were watching last year, or you want to go back and watch some of last year's episodes, Gimli came in extremely traumatized. We were very worried about this little monkey, very, very withdrawn, into himself, very, very sad. So it was one of those little guys that we were very concerned about whether he was going to make it or not. But as you can see, look at the change. Just look at him here playing around with Theo, having a lot of fun. In fact, bringing Theo out and getting Theo ready to go out in the enclosure. So it's just kind of amazing to see the transition from what these little guys used to be like until what they are today. Completely different little animal, really having fun, and here helping another little guy transition into the enclosure, and probably they'll become good friends eventually later on.
Just got Lychee come in.
So you can see the slight difference in behavior. He hasn't run away from the mom. He actually went over and he sniffed her. So he seems like a lot more confident. That's her trying to groom him, but of course he's still very, very playful and hasn't got into the grooming mood yet. Fortunately, Lychee is a very, well, let's say she's accustomed to little ones, as she's done fostering for quite a while. So she is used to the little orphans and their behavior. And you can see she's not really entertaining him much. She is around, she's just walking away, letting him do his thing. And he's basically come up to her now.
Lychee's only been in for less than a minute and already Theo has jumped on her back. And she doesn't seem to mind at all.
So this seems to have played out as it would naturally in his normal circumstances, with the little orphan, after being playing with the others, he's a little bit tired. It's been a little bit of a long day, so now he's come over to mom, and he's a little bit more relaxed, easier for mom to start grooming and giving him the once over, starting at the tail, just checking that he doesn't have any little mites or anything like that that he could have picked up. And now she'll do a thorough grooming session of him, and of course this will, like any child, beginning to get them ready for bed and for the end of the day. You can also see in his little postures that he's doing that he's liking the grooming and enjoying it, and that's why also coming down the pole he wasn't so fast, so Mom could come with him. So he is enjoying this thoroughly. You can look at that little face, the concentration there. So he thinks this is the best thing that's happened to him. Must be really nice to have a mom again, her going over you and caring for you and making sure everything's okay. Vervets also don't really share their food with the youngsters. That's why she's got her back on him. They've got to find their own forage or eat the little bits that basically she drops, and that's how he learns to eat. He also watches her and learns what she's eating, and then he'll also eat it. Like you can see here, he's also now got his little piece of grass and he's chewing it like Mom. So he sort of copies her behavior, and this is how they learn what food sources to find. A little bit more settled down, and Mom's got him in hand, so she can give him a proper once over and just check there's no little things in his eyes or anything like this. So they are very good with this type of thing. Of course, the grooming is essential for the bonding, so this is going to help these two actually bond quite well together. Lychee is a very, very good mom, so she should be able to look after him very well in the troop. Not that he's going to stay with her much because he is slightly older, and Theo is going to want to go and play with the others, and that's what his mission's going to be. He's going to be running around, playing most of the time, and then hopefully when he's tired, coming around tea, lunchtime and supper time, coming back to Mom just to get that extra comfort and for her to look after him. There's nothing quite like the hug from your mother and just that closeness that one actually feels, and how safe one feels when you're together. And yeah, you can see it with this little one and his newly adopted mom.
Just doing the monitoring rounds, and we found Dukar is now with long arms at the moment, and Yelise was sat with Irene and Mystery. So Dukar was being carried with long arms when I arrived. So they're doing great. You may just be able to see that Yelise is with Peggy at the back in the shelter, also doing great. So I'm down at Coco, just watching Yelise with Cara. We have done 3 full days of observations, literally from dawn, around about 5:30 in the morning till 7 at night, and then also late night checks with them, which we always do. However, Yelise hasn't really been drinking milk, so we wanted to do an extra day for her. Of course, that takes up extra people, but we got one person on all day. So the extra day is to see and follow Yelise to make sure we can see her drinking milk. She is eating food. She's got lots of water off from the grass and the rains, lots of juicy fruits and so on, and she drank water in the introduction cage. But yeah, we want to see that she gets back on her milk really before kind of leaving her. She is a bit older than we normally let them out because of the delays, but we would like to see her ideally drinking some milk from the feeding cage. It's quite thick bush, so you'll have to see if you can spot Elise. She is in there. At the back on the right, just climbing the trees. And now she's just climbing down on the right. Yeah, little head popping out, climbing down that tree on the right. So you've got Peggy following her. Carrying Elise. There's a possibility she may have had a few meals this morning, but with one person watching, it's actually difficult to tell because we've got 3 feeding cages. It's a very large troop and 3 monkeys to follow. So today we're just focusing on Elise and her drinking. There was just some alarm calling. There she climbs. So it's good she climbs up to safety. You can see Mum Cara is in the shelter. Waiting for Elise. All the females around her are being scooped up by Peggy again. And there's Peggy just taking Elise into the shelter. And there's Cara, Elise's foster mum, original foster mum, and still is with her most of the time, and she does leave her with babysitters such as Peggy and Casanova. See, Peggy's giving her a nice groom there, and also with Cara. So she seems to be doing really well in the troop, and so are the other 2 Hercules and Ducat on the 4th day of the observations. There's Elise on the ground, just eating some grass. Alec on the side of Coco. Not always easy to get close-up shots without the cage sides in, because Alec does like to be around people. He's an escape artist, unfortunately, out of the enclosures. Very, very clever monkey, but he does have a bigger area with Lali and Grace. So he's got a kind of triple cage going on. So they've got the area on the right next to Coco, and then they've got this big area on the left with lots of trees and so on in for 3 monkeys that can't otherwise be in Coco Troop. And this was originally donated by a couple of our volunteers who absolutely love Alec, and Grace and Lali, who were integrated afterwards. So volunteers and supporters can definitely make things happen. They see the needs, they manage to do the fundraising, and then it creates happy monkeys. So a big thank you to everybody who does support us. There's Lali in the background of Alec's cage. She's only got 1 leg. And it really is to be emphasised again, please don't keep primates as pets. They don't make good pets in any way, shape or form. They are meant to be in the wild, and when it comes to rehabilitation, it can make things quite difficult, because if they come in as an adult ex-pet, for example, then the troop sometimes don't accept them. Although we got a lot of ex-pets we have fully integrated into groups, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. The monkey has different behaviours from if they were brought in when they were first found as an orphan. So please guys, do educate, let people know not to keep monkeys as pets. They also can become aggressive in the household, they'll end up in a small cage, and although people often say they're happy, are they really happy? Or would they prefer, in their innate instinct, to be with their own kind? Cara and Yelise. Coco Troop have been alarm calling at something. Yelise is safely tucked up with Cara there. Can't see what it is that they've seen. They've got better eyesight than me. There's Rosa on the left and Luca on the right. You can see Elena is giving Yelise a great big hug, and Paloma behind, previous orphans. Everything seems to calm down. Still don't know what it was they were alarm calling at. But I do now hear a plane, so maybe they spotted it in the distance and thought it was a bird of prey. And after Hercules has had an awesome morning exploring, he's back with Mama Luca. He's been with Yelise a lot, and Cara. They were all in one cage together, Luca, Cara, Yelise and Hercules. So you may remember Carla, who's actually holding Yelise now. And there's Cara. Carla was an orphan from last season. And then up the top there you've got little Dobby, also an orphan from last season. Interesting to see the generations. Moki left, then Luca. Hercules, a small one, the front. Everyone busy eating the lush grass produced from the rains. So although the storms can cause damage and a lot of problems, we do need the rains to help the grass to grow so that these guys can actually get some natural vegetation. It's really important for them to get the grass and the greens and the chlorophyll from what they're eating. Eddie's sat on top of the feeding cage. There comes female Toby. Just walk back again. And Luca carries Hercules off past the feeding cage. the 4th day and Kara's in the feeding cage drinking. Finally, we gave her an extra day to see, so that we know she drinks milk. And Kara, her mum, is waiting for outside and carries her off. That's basically all we needed to know. She knows where the cage is, she knows where milk is, and that she's doing well.
So this is Nino, little Samango. So he's been with us for a couple of weeks now, but he's still got a little skin condition, the infection. So it's just quite a stubborn thing. It does take a bit of persistence and time. But today I've decided to give him a change of scenery. So we're just going to go over to the Samango intro cage. And he has to stay inside his little cage, but we can go over to the fence and he can just start his first sighting of his big brothers and sisters, Satchmo, Mango and Z. The other Samangos there, and he can just we'll see what the reaction is, and then we'll just start doing this every now and then, just they can get familiar with each other through the fence. In preparation for him moving to the intro cage on a more permanent basis. So it's almost time to take little Nino down to Jalamango, the Samango enclosure. Oh wait, no. Before I take him down, but we're just getting everything ready and looking forward to it. Okay, time to take little Nino down to meet his future family of big bros and sisses. So it'll be a similar situation to Satchmo last year. Alright bud, let's go. So this is Mango. So I'm just going to let Mango touch him a little bit and give him a sniff. And here we have Satchmo. So he's a little bit nervous, hiding in the blanket. But we'll see how long it takes to relax. I've just got this blanket up because the sun is actually quite strong today. It's quite warm, so it just gives us a bit of shade so we can stay here for a little while.
So if one can remember Satchmo's introduction, it was a lot more different. It was a lot more boisterous than what this little one is. So it just goes to show how different their natures can be, and same as humans in the end of the day, they react completely differently, and each one's got their own little nature, their own little personality, their own way of accepting and being introduced to things. So this little one's a little bit shy and hiding behind its blanket and things like that, doesn't really want to come out. You can see the little face there, doesn't really know what it's going to be up against, so it will take a while to get used to everyone. Sure, it's kind of difficult there with Satchmo staring at you and say, what the hell's this? But that's how it goes. So it'd be nice to see the progress, how it goes from here and slowly gets used to everybody.
So here we've got Satchmo. Mango has come up occasionally. He's just over here. You can see. But Satchmo's been here quite a lot. He's very interested. I just have to keep Nino out of arm's reach, as he's still got a skin condition, so we don't want to pass it on to the other Samangos. So we're just keeping him out of reach. Oh, here comes Z. Oh, she's got longer arms, so I just need to pull it further away. It would have been better in the intro cage, but the sun's just right on the door, so I need to give him a little bit of shade. So I've got this blanket here for us. Oh, it's actually coming out now, so he seems to be a little more interested in Z. So Z seems more interested in this blanket, but Nino definitely more relaxed with Z. And there she goes. So I've been here for about 10 minutes now, and Nino's starting to relax a little bit more, having a feel around, seeing what he can grab and play with. This is Hercules. And in the foreground we have Peggy.
been an amazing year for these little ones, especially with all the rain we've had and the great vegetation. So something that they can really enjoy. Don't think they'll really understand how lucky they are. But at least they've got little spots they can hide away in, jump around, catch little insects, chew on some of the grasses and things like this. And so I think it's been a very, very nice season for all of them so far.
And we've also got Tommy. I've also found Elise here at the front, and then just climbing up the back, this is Duka. And this is Kara at the right, and then one more adult up here is Long Arms.
You can see how well these little ones have actually adapted and integrated themselves into the troop. They're not really worried about who they're playing around with. They're playing with all the adult females that they're used to. They're not scared at all of anything. Very, very relaxed. Even the females are having a little bit of fun with them, making sure they get a little bit of a groom now and again. So it's just nice to see how it's all going and how well they've sort of adapted themselves to the troop life.
They've been doing lots of foraging, enjoying all the natural vegetation, which of course you don't get in the intro cages. Just what we supply to them. So just enjoying this abundance of green. We just had some heavy rain last night, so it's all nice and fresh.
Lovely close-up of Elise as she's foraging and chasing a little insect in the ground. And you can also see, look how relaxed she is with what she's doing, looking for the little insect, trying to catch him, probably seen her mom do it. There we go, a little grasshopper. So yeah, this is sort of great. You know, they're learning to do their own foraging, finding their own little bits of food. So it's also how you can measure the success of the program is, you know, they still know how to do their natural stuff, catch insects and things like this, which is very, very important. This, of course, is little Ducat in the shelter in the cocoa area, and he's just having a little bit of fun with his foster moms, a bit of grooming going on there, and I think he wants to play a little bit, so trying to find a friend.
Duka using the feeding cage, so he's the biggest drinker. Hercules and Ulysses, not huge milk fans. So Duka drinking about 80% of the milk here. And this is Long Arms, patiently waiting, slightly cautious as I'm close by, so being quite protective. And then we have Vinia back to safety. And just in front of me here I've actually got Ulysses who's with Cara, and they are really loving the grass today. And this is Schnitzel. A few funny names in this troop. See Tika going for some adventures. I think he's wanting some more milk. Back for seconds. Oh. Oh, it's because Panic here has appeared. Who, of course, is the one who looked after him in the intro cage. So he still runs to Panic here when he sees her. But is looked after mostly in the troop by Long Arms. And also what looks like Eleanor Ann. And here's the alpha male, Cappy.
Update on some of the skunky babies. Here is Poonam, doing good in the troop. And then there is Kinney and Brew.
So I think this is Poonam. He's being groomed by Jambi on the left, and this is Alpha Female Paradise on the right.
He's not going to jump. Oh. His good face.
So here we have Teo, who seems to have finally found his mum. So we have Lychee here from James' troop, and she was Gimli's mum last year. She is an expat, and she is really good with expats, so her and Teo are the perfect combination. And she's already so in love with him. So Theo arrived yesterday last week, so we've worked super fast. We've managed to get him a mum in basically a week. And now he's ready to start his new life with such a cute mum. Yeah.
Seems like Teo must have experienced a bath or some water, so he does enjoy water, which is a great thing. Probably find later on, once he's integrated in the enclosure, he'll be one of those that actually likes swimming. So he's not scared of the water. Most monkeys actually enjoy swimming. It is one of the pastimes that they do. But here was just a little incident of him trying to climb into his water bowl. Another nice little clip of him enjoying a camel foot leaf. It's actually, you can eat this leaf. Humans can eat it as well. It's got a little bit of a sour taste. The monkeys seem to love it. A lot of them do eat it. It also gets a very nice seed pod, quite a large brown seed pod on it that they also enjoy eating. That helps them sustain themselves during the winter months. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you everybody out there for watching, for subscribing, becoming members, and all your support. It really makes us feel like we're doing a worthwhile job. It's really becoming difficult. Funds are actually now depleting rather rapidly as we're still unable to get people into the country. Not too sure why or how long it's going to go on. If anybody's got any good ideas of raising funds, we need to get about $7,000 a month just to maintain ourselves at a minimum. So it is a fairly large amount. So this is what we've got to try and aim for every single month, just to get in to make sure we've got enough food and can keep our vehicles running. So if anybody out there's got some good ideas of ways of raising extra funds, anyone got any extra money lying around, especially at this time of the year, please feel free to donate. You have got all our information, or just ask. The best is via PayPal. Does seem to work very well. But on the other hand, thank you people, those of you that can share or watch the ads, getting other people to watch our videos, getting us a bigger base. All of this is helping and making a real big difference, and actually making it possible for us to go on from month to month. So thank you, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.